For several years now, card companies have been producing game-worn jersey cards. And when you get the card, you supposedly get a swatch or a patch of fabric from a jersey that the athlete actually wore in a game. And for a long, long time, I have doubted the legitimacy, I have doubted the authenticity of several of these cards, but I couldn't prove it. Knowing something or believing something is a long way from being able to prove it. Well, now for the very first time, I can prove it. I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that at least one game-worn jersey card of Peyton Manning is not good. It is not authentic. And as I said, I can prove it. And before I get to that proof, I just want to show you a few of his game-worn jersey cards that have been released in the past. Here we have a 2010 Upper Deck game-worn jersey card. Here we have another one released by SP. Here we have yet another one released by Fleer. And another one from Press Pass. And if you look at these four different cards that I have shown you, the swatches of fabric are also different. They're different colors, but they're also just different fabric in general. So what that means is you're looking at least four of Peyton Manning's jerseys that supposedly were destroyed and cut up by these card companies. Four different jerseys. Keep that in mind. I'll talk about that more in a second. Well, now we're going to get to the card that is the the proof that I have concerning this video. Here is one example of it, and you can see the orange swatch there. Here is a second example of it. Once again, the orange swatch. Here's a third example of it. And here is the example that is the proof that I'm talking about. And before I go any further, I'm going to split the screen and I'm going to bring up my evidence next to this card, and I'll let you decide for yourself. If you are an experienced Tennessee fan, and if you have researched Tennessee jerseys as much as I have, then you will immediately recognize this swatch of fabric is from one game and one game only, and that game had to have been the Citrus Bowl, Peyton's sophomore year. That game was played on January the 1st, 1996 versus Ohio State. And you can clearly see the little round orange and the green leaves. And if you look over here, you can see that, yeah, that has to be the patch. It has to be. There's no other game that it could possibly be from. And if you're thinking that he played in more than one Citrus Bowl, well, he did. His junior year, he played in the Citrus Bowl versus Northwestern. However, this game-worn jersey card could not have been from that game, because the jerseys they wore against Northwestern were not orange. They were white, and the patch was different. So as I said, this game-worn jersey card could have come from one game and one game only. The Citrus Bowl, his sophomore year against Ohio State. So now you're looking at the card, and next to it, you're looking at an actual game-worn Tennessee Vols jersey from that game. And you're probably wondering, well, okay, Joe, well, how can you prove that this card is not genuine? Well, here's how I can prove it. I own the actual jersey. The jersey that you're looking at right now on the right-hand side of your screen is the actual jersey that Peyton Manning wore in that very Citrus Bowl. The jersey has been photo matched, it is authenticated, it is documented, and it is without question the jersey that Peyton was wearing in that game. So Houston, we've got a problem. We've got a company producing a card, a supposed game-worn jersey card, but yet I've got the jersey. So we know with 100% certainty, we know factually that this game-worn jersey card is no good. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear, I'm not accusing this company of doing anything underhanded. I'm not accusing this company of fraud. I'm not accusing this company of doing anything under the table. I'm simply saying the card is not genuine. It is not authentic. How that came to be, I don't know, but that is a fact, as you can see in front of you. And one last little point that I want to make. I searched for a Peyton Manning game-worn Tennessee jersey for 20 years. I wanted to buy one for my collection. I spoke to Peyton a little over a year ago. I spoke to his father, Archie, a little over a year ago. So very recently, I spoke to the coaches that were there when Peyton played at Tennessee. I've spoken to the equipment guys, officials at the University of Tennessee, and nobody, Peyton, his father, nobody told me or mentioned that any of his jerseys were sent to card companies. And if you think about it, I've shown you 5 different examples of supposed game-worn jersey cards. That means that at least 5 of his jerseys were destroyed, chopped into little pieces. Now, I want you to stop and think about this with common sense. Do you honestly believe that Peyton Manning, one of the greatest college players of all time, do you believe that he or his family sold or gave away at least 5 of his jerseys to card companies so they could be chopped into little pieces and destroyed? Do you believe that? I don't. I don't believe it for 1 second. I do not believe that Peyton Manning gave or sold at least 5 of his jerseys, mementos of his time in college, things that probably mean a lot to him on a personal level. I don't believe that he allowed those things to be chopped up and destroyed. I don't believe it. I could be wrong. I just don't believe it. I think there's 0% chance of it happening. So anyway, that's my opinion. I'll let you decide for it. But the evidence that you're looking at in front of you right now, as I said, is rock solid. It's ironclad. It's bulletproof. That game-worn jersey card is not authentic. Guys, thank you for watching the video. And for you collectors out there that happen to have that card, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. And as I said, I have long believed that a lot of these cards are not authentic and they're not legitimate. And this is just one piece of proof. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.